Hey everyone, one spin here at the Battle Report. So we go to Game 2 of Buckeye Battles 2015, my Empire list versus some Dark Elves. Um, I felt that this was kind of just a balanced Dark Elf list, which I think they make the best games of Warhammer when things are relatively balanced. And I'd like to think that my list is. Who knows? In the far right corner, he's got a bolt thrower and then another bolt thrower, and then he's got all his troops lined up here in the middle. So if you look at the top on the right, he's got a unit of Corsairs, and they've got like um, whatever their shooting things are, but they've got like double of them. Those guys put out a ton of shots. Then he's got a unit of executioners with some kind of character. It's like a witch hag or something in there. It's something I hadn't really seen that combination before. That unit certainly concerns me, especially against my cavalry. He's got some harpies behind him. On the left, he's got a unit of warlocks, some witch elves, and then he's got a unit of blackguard with a level 4 uh, sport in the lore of dark magic. Blackguard always concern me. They're stubborn 9, hard to break them. They can put out wounds. Really kind of concerns me. But all these units being relatively mid-size, it certainly gives me the impression that it's more manageable. That he's not relying on just having a huge block of something. And then way over here on the left, he's got a unit of Dark Riders with a Battle Standard Bearer. I thought that was really interesting. The BSB isn't anywhere near the rest of his lines, and fast cav are kind of tough to nail down, but for the most part, wasn't really worried about him. And then I forgot he had. While I was deploying, I forgot that he had scouts. He told me he did, and I just forgot. But he's got 2 units of 6 shades, and they do have great weapons. I don't remember if they have something to shoot with as well. So far right, got a cannon in the corner, unit of 3 demigryphs, then my unit of Inner Circle Knights with my Battle Standard Bearer and my Arch Lector. Now, after playing Jerry Parsley in my pre-tournament game, I learned my lesson, and so this time I made it so that they were only 2 ranks deep, and they were angled such that neither of his bolt throwers had a flank shot, because I'm not that stupid. Another cannon, Hellblaster. I've got a Master Engineer, 39 Halberdiers. I've got 2 5-man detachments, one of them behind them with 2 spellcasters. One is level 4 Lore of Metal, which kind of sucks against this army. I find the Lore of Metal seemed to complement my army, but I'm over and over again finding it's not doing what I need it to do. I do have Final Trans, which can be helpful. +1 to hit can be nice. Otherwise, it's rough. I also have a level 1 Lore of Heavens, and for the second game in a row, he rolled up Comet. Now, Comet, I like that a lot, especially against elves. There are 10 archers in front, a hurricane to the left, and then 4 demigryphs on my far left. So I won the roll to go first, and overall it looks like that. I moved the Hellblaster up on the hill. Really, my big concern is I need that Hellblaster to do some work for me. I think even just 1 turn of shooting at the Executioners, 1 turn of shooting at the Blackguard, anything like that, is all I really need. Otherwise, I think my demis can do really well. I think my Knights can handle anything in this army except the Executioners, and with maybe even without whittling them down, I like my Halberdiers in this fight. Now, why I put my 10 archers in front of my Halberdiers, I don't know. So magic phase wasn't a whole lot to cast the Lore of Metal, so I threw a bunch of dice at Comet, and it goes off. And so I put it right there in front of his guy. So basically, I think I have him outranged. So he's got to decide, does he really want to sit back and let me shoot at him? Or is he willing to move up and just hope that this Comet doesn't go off in his magic phase? Even if it goes off on his magic phase or my next magic phase, this is going to just rip him to shreds. So I like that, forcing hard decisions. So we go to Dark Elf turn 1, and he does what I would do, and that is he just ignored the Comet. I mean, it may never go off. You can't sit back and not do anything. So he just goes up as fast as he can. Really, I'm kind of tucked away in the right-hand corner, and he's kind of encircling me. And we go to magic phase, and the Comet goes off. It actually did surprisingly little to the Witch Elves and to the Corsairs. I mean, literally killed just a few models each. But it cut the Executioners in half, and that's huge. That really, really helps. I'm sorry, go back. Oh, and the red star is where his warlocks were. He put them up there to 6 dice. I forgot the name of the spell, the direct damage spell to take care of my Hellblaster volley gun, and they just got blown up, even with their 4-up ward. So that was huge. Now my Hellblaster's going to have a turn to shoot, and it's going to wreck face on some unit. Using Lore of Dark Magic, he takes some wounds off of my Halberdiers, but nothing I can't manage. Shooting, the Corsairs, man, they just have so many shots. Even with a 1-up armor save, it doesn't matter. He kills the Captuses. I think it took all the shooting and one, if not, and no, he didn't use his bolt throwers. That's just Corsair shooting. Bolt thrower on the right puts a wound on the Demigryph unit. Bolt thrower on the left puts a wound on this Demigryph unit. I'll take it. I think that's very, very manageable. So we got Empire turn 2. So I am moving up somewhat aggressively because I'm not really... I'm respectful of his infantry units, but I'm not too worried about them. Now on the left, I've totally mismanaged that. His scouts really threw me off. I don't have a whole lot I can do. I should have my Demigryphs facing out, so if he was close, I could charge him with them. So what I do is I take my Hurricanum up, so if he can shoot at it and might do some wounds, but really if I get the charge off, I think impact hits will mean that I win that combat. Yep, and here's over here on the right. We go to the shooting phase, and I kill one of the bolt throwers, so that's nice. The one thing about his army, he doesn't have wonderful targets for my cannons, so I'll take off bolt throwers. The Hellblaster opens up, and goodbye Witch Elves. Just wow. Now this is where my opponent and I differ, because he kept on moving forward with those Witch Elves. I think what I would have done is I just would have turned them around and marched them back to the edge of the board and just save those points. That's not a ton of points, but there's really not a whole lot they're going to do the rest of the game. So we go to Dark Elf turn 2. He moves his Witch Elves up like he doesn't care. Overall, you can see everything going on there. And both units of Shades charged my Hurricanum. Only one of them made it. Because he has great weapons, he's going to be Strength 5 to Toughness 5, and rerolling to hit means he's probably going to do a couple wounds with the charge, means he's going to win. I'm outside of leadership and reroll, so he's probably going to break the Hurricanum. But I moved his guys, but I asked him where he wanted me lined up, and he told me this way. So the good news is if he breaks them, I'm running straight back. I'm not running off the table. So this is Magic Phase. He reduced the strength on my Demigryphs by 2. So I'm in charge range of his Dark Riders, but if I go in, I'm going to be Strength 3, and that could be a problem. Meanwhile, yeah, I think this was a miscast or something. I think he miscast and killed some Blackguard. But if you look at that die, I think his level 4 is up to 4 wounds. And as a shooting kills one demi on the right and does an extra wound sitting there. So, yeah, those Corsairs they're doing some work. And after combat, yeah, his I think does 1 or 2 wounds by Hurricanum, but he beats him in combat. Does not catch him, which is nice, but he is all up in my business, which isn't wonderful. So we go to Empire turn 3. So I go ahead and charge my knights with my general into his Corsairs. I'm really not worried about that. I'd actually wouldn't mind just hanging out in combat for a while because he's kind of all that is blocking his executioners at the top right, and I do fear the executioners. So I move the Demigryphs around to threaten the executioners, possibly threaten a long charge against his bolt thrower. Now over here, so my demis on the left charged his BSB with the Dark Riders, and he fled. And so then I redirected to one of his Shade units. He fled, and he rolled like a 3, so I easily caught them, and then I just reformed to face the way I'm facing. Now his BSB's unit, because they're fast cav, if they rally, and they should, he can rally and then march around and get behind my demis. But I decided I'm just not really worried about him. I mean, I know elves are elves, but they're fast cav for crying out loud, so he can... I decided it'd be best just to ignore them. There's this charge over here. So let's see, I charge on my turn. If I beat these guys, I'm really hoping the Harpies stay, because then I can overrun, hit the Harpies, and on his next turn, his Blackguard, his executioners can't do anything. They can't really, I don't think they'd be able to charge anything. And if they can't, then that means I can just shoot them with the Hellblaster and really just neutralize that threat. Over here, yeah, so I shoot at these Witch Elves I think I did that with my archers and killed one out of two, so there's only one left, so whatever. And then I think the Hellblaster opened up on the Blackguard because they're missing a bunch, and a cannon opened up on his other bolt thrower and killed it. So I like how this game is going. After combat, yeah, we killed all but two of the Corsairs. One of the remaining two died when it broke, being the Standard Bearer, and he landed right in front of the Blackguard, of the Executioners. That was huge because there's nothing I could do. The Harpies failed their panic test and ran. That was awful because before the Harpies were blocking the Blackguard, and so if the Corsair hadn't stopped where he did, he would have bounced through, and it would have been a countercharge by a unit that I don't want to be countercharged by. So yeah, everything's kind of going my way here so far. Go to Dark Elf turn 3. He can't charge with the Blackguard, but the Corsairs flee through them, and then the Blackguard walks right up in the face. So there's really not a whole lot I can do with my knights except sit there or charge the Blackguard. Otherwise, you can see everything going on. He has a couple other charges. His last remaining Witch Elf charges these guys. I'm fine with that. He's going to kill. He's going to kill some, but I might actually just kill her back. And down at the bottom, I basically had used the 10-man archer unit to redirect his shades, the shades that had beat the Hurricanum. And I mean, he's gonna have a charge. He's gonna do some wounds, but I have enough guys that I have a chance of doing some wounds back. And his unit's so small that I think I actually might be okay down there. And at first we thought that he didn't rally with his BSB's unit. It was awesome. He rolled a 10, and then we realized he had a musician, and so he did rally, and he came around and did what you see there. Like I said, I'm not really worried about it. After combat, yeah, he does a couple wounds, but look at my guys. They did 4 wounds to his shades. That was awesome. Way to go, guys. And these guys, the Witch Hunter went in there, not the Witch Hunter, the Witch Elf went in there and didn't do a single wound. Crazy. And they killed her. So very, very nicely done. We go to Empire turn 4. I decide not to charge with my knights because regular knights and executioners is awful. And the Hellblaster volley gun has a clean shot. So my plan is just to rip those guys up. I think what I should have done is I should have charged the Halberdiers into the face of the Blackguard, because he would have done a bunch of wounds, but I would have so many attacks. I think that I would have won the war of attrition. But I didn't, and I think it was just a mistake. My demis on the left just ignore his fast cav. I'm thinking, yeah, there's a character in there. I don't really like a rear charge, but you're fast cav for crying out loud. I've got a 1-up armor save. I should hit and do enough wounds that it really shouldn't be an issue. Hellblaster opens up. He's got his character and a champion left. That's it. So now this unit doesn't concern me one little bit. Down here at the bottom, it's kind of a pillow fight. I won combat and his shade broke. So that was nice. We go to Dark Elf turn 4. The shade runs off the table. He's on Snake Eyes. He charges his character with his executioner into my knights and charges to the Blackguard. And that really scared me, and the Blackguard failed it. Thank goodness. That's another reason I should have charged with the Halberdiers. But because it's just a character in a single model, I think I'm just going to wreck face on the executioner unit, and very, very happy. His BSB and his Dark Riders charged the rear of my Demigryph Knights, and I'm not worried about that one bit. Yep, not a problem there. I think we go to shooting, and I shoot his Blackguard, get him even more manageable. And holy shit, are you kidding me? I actually have a 5-up ward save on my knights too. He charges in. I think I made a mistake with the challenge, but basically his character issues a challenge, and she had me kind of concerned. I forgot her kit, but it was a little bit concerning. And so I accepted my champion. She goes over there and kills the champion. So his champion has, it's an executioner champion, so 2 or 3 attacks, I forget how many. And so he allocates them all on my general. He hits them twice, and then rolls to wound, and he rolls a 6. So my armor save means nothing. I go to my 5-up ward save, I miss it. He kills my general. And for combat res, he gets 3 wounds. So he's at like charge and 4 wounds. I've got a banner. I'm steadfast on an 8 rerollable, and I freaking fail it. So then my BSB dies, and I swear I was real close to hurt, and I ended up killing the champion or whatever, but okay, whatever. If she would have ran him down, I would have been freaking out. But anyway, that's a huge point swing, because now he gets all the points for my general, my BSB, and 200 points for killing my general and my BSB. That was rough. That swung things back. And then these guys go in, and I totally underestimated the value of rerolling to hit, rerolling ones to wound. He did so many wounds to my demis, I failed enough, and I whiffed my attacks back. And there you go. So that sucked. In that turn, I lost my general, my BSB, and a whole unit of demis. And if I'm not lucky, I might lose my whole unit of knights. Go to Empire turn 5. And the knights do decide to rally. And for the second turn, I don't charge the halberdiers into the blackguard. I don't know what my deal is. In hindsight, what the hell? What am I thinking? Charge them in there. Get those points. Dark Elf turn 5. His blackguard charged my halberdiers. His character charges my knights. Yeah, there's that. His BSB charged out of the unit at my demis, and I forgot what his kit was, but he's the one that did a lot of the damage. They were far enough away, I decided just to flee. And here we have, we all stick around. I don't think she did too many wounds. Took one in return. She's sitting on 1 wound left. I think I'll get that eventually. And Blackguard came in, did a bunch of wounds, but Halberdiers had so many attacks. It did so many wounds back, he's down to only his level 4. And let's see, Empire turn 6, cannon kills the BSB. And Halberdiers can't take... I have the level 4 down to 1 wound, and a breaker from combat, and then they can't catch her. Darn it. Darn it. So, Dark Elf turn 6, she rallies and saves all her points. And the Corsairs, remember that one guy? He never got off the board, so he's at the top middle. So he has all the points for the Corsairs, the points for the level 4, and the points for the Dark Riders, but everything else is dead. I lost a fair amount. It ended up being, I think I got 15 points out of this. So game 1, game 2 is a real fun game, real fun. Game 1 and game 2, both of them, I'm averaging 15.5 points out of a possible 25. So it puts me in a solid position. But again, I'm not exactly on the top tables, but I'm not going to complain about it. Like I said, real solid. So yeah, 2 good games so far. Hope you enjoyed it. Once bitten here. Thank you so much for watching the video. I truly hope you enjoyed it. As you know, YouTube has a variety of functions you can use to interact with videos such as this. You can like or comment on the video, you can favorite it, you can share it, and of course you can subscribe to the channel. And I encourage you to do any or all of those things as a way of interacting between viewer and producer. As always, I appreciate your patronage on the channel and wish you all the best.